Virginia judge kicks Soros prosecutor off case for concealing criminal records. I mean, these George Soros prosecutors are horrible. They're destroying our country. We're seeing ones like the one in California being recalled. There's a reckoning coming for these prosecutors. They're getting the boot. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed, or hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon where I talk about things I can't talk about here. And there's a link to my merch store and mental health coaching and consultation page. All right, let's talk about this news. A Virginia judge has kicked a George Soros-funded prosecutor off a case involving potentially a dozen burglaries in multiple counties, saying the prosecutor office had concealed criminal records to sell a plea bargain. And this is in Loudoun County. It's so much crap going on in Loudoun County. If you are a parent, I suggest you get out of that place. It's crazy what's going on in Loudoun County. It seems like every other week I'm hearing a crazy story about what's going on out there. But Loudoun County Circuit Court Judge James Plowman said the Office of Commonwealth Attorney Buddha Babarajaj, however you pronounce it, I know I'm killing the name like I always do, but a Democrat, was, quote, deliberately misleading the court and public about a possible 12 burglary crime spree spanning 4 counties over 10 days. In a plea agreement, Babarajaj, but I don't know how you pronounce it, Babaraj, we'll call her Babaraj, office failed to note the offender had recently pleaded guilty to felonies and had pending charges and prior convictions as a minor, according to Plowman. Fox 5 on Saturday first reported on the judge's order to remove Babaraj from the case. Quote, the Commonwealth is deliberately misleading the court and the public in an effort to sell the plea agreement for some reason that has yet to be explained, Plowman wrote in his order. I think they want the chaos. They want the chaos. That's why they're releasing these people. But the unprecedented move highlights the length to which so-called justice reform prosecutors will go to reduce bail, lighten sentencing, and avoid felony convictions, as well as growing backlash to their approach. The Washington Free Beacon reported how other George Soros-funded prosecutors in Virginia, such as Arlington County Commonwealth's Attorney Parisa Bagani Tofty, also a Democrat, and Fairfax County Commonwealth Attorney Steve DeSano, another Democrat, dismissed or declined to prosecute a serial looter on nearly a dozen charges related to larceny. They're just letting these people go scot-free. They're ruining Virginia. The soft on crime approach could sometimes prove deadly. DeSano's office last year refused to bring felony charges against a man who attempted to abduct and raped a hotel housekeeper, preferring to plea him out on misdemeanors of assault and battery. I remember when this happened. And less than a year later, that same man was charged with killing 2 homeless men and wounding 3 others during a 9-day shooting spree that spanned New York City and Washington, D.C. Babaraj in 2021 released a man charged with domestic violence on a $5,000 bond. He was charged 2 months later for brutally murdering his wife with a hammer. And it's par for the course. They keep releasing these people that need to be locked up, and then they end up committing even worse crimes. Concern with the Soros prosecutors' handling of crime has generated 2 recall efforts. One of the groups leading the charge, Virginians for Safe Communities, is hoping to get thousands of signatures from voters to spark a special election. Babaraj dismissed the recall in the Washington Post op-ed on Friday, referring to her opponents as outside special interests. Come on, you were put in office by an outside special interest, which is George Soros. So don't give us this crap. These are the people standing up against you and your policies for letting criminals run rampant. Soros contributed more than $860,000 to Babaraj through his Justice and Public Safety PAC in 2019, helping her win by a 2-point margin, though she had no prosecutorial experience. The Democratic mega donor similarly boosted Descano and Degani Tafty, donating six-figure sums to each of their campaigns. I mean, these people, their names are horrible too. These are crazy, crazy names. But Barbarage's office charged the burglar Kevin Enrique Valley with 2 felonies in Loudoun County last year. But according to Plowman, Valley had also been arrested for burglaries in 3 other Virginia counties in May 2021. One of which occurred the same day as Loudoun burglary. I mean, this is crazy, and they giving him a plea deal. Deputy Commonwealth Attorney Michelle Burton had not noted the other burglaries in the plea agreement. Plowman called the plea deal, quote, an overt misrepresentation by omission. So they just left the other crimes out of it during the plea deal. This is some evil stuff that they're doing. They purposely putting these bad people out on the streets. But quote, the explanation highlights a lack of knowledge of the facts of the case or the ability to apply basic legal principles, Plowman wrote in his order. Barbarage and the Loudoun County Commonwealth Attorney Office is hereby removed and disqualified from further prosecution as counsel of record in this matter. That's crazy. He has authorized the Fauquier County Commonwealth Attorney Office to take up the case. A whole different county to take up the case because of the corruption that's going on in that office. And Desano's office, in a court hearing on Monday, chose not to prosecute Valley on one of his 3 burglary charges in Fairfax County from last year and has postponed a hearing for the other 2. By her own standard, Barbarage has not always been consistent in her sentencing. Last year, she sought jail time for a man who was arrested on charges of disorderly conduct and resisting arrest at a school board meeting. The man had been protesting the sexual assault case involving his daughter, who was raped in a public school bathroom. And I did a whole video on that. So you prosecute parents for standing up for their children, but you got real criminals here that she's letting go scot-free. So let me know what you think about all this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out themarkrepublics.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.